Are you feeling it
Krusty
now,
Krab
Mr.
pizza
Krab? Krusty's the pizza for you and me. Can you believe SpongeBob's off the air after
God,
like 20 years?
I didn't know it was still on the air.
Yeah, so they just had their last episode, like I think a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
By the way, we've started now, guys.
Glad-
That was
SpongeBob is off the air, guys.
We had to start like
Hold the
that.
phone.
We had to
SpongeBob
start.
is off the air.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Obviously, it's been a little bit since we've actually done a podcast. Mainly Trevor's fault, but also mine.
Yeah. Hey, it's half and half. 1 week was mine, 1 week is yours.
I want to say that I'm always here. I live here.
I
Leonard
live
also
here
lives
too,
here.
so technically it's just Trevor. So
Yeah.
it's 100% Trevor now.
See,
No.
Leonard wouldn't even
Plus-
walk up the stairs when he didn't want to do it.
But you know what? That's the best part about doing a podcast where there's no pressure. When life takes over, we can stop.
Precise.
And we can come back to it, and we haven't lost anybody because we didn't have anybody. All right.
Took the balls back
No,
from life.
what was it, yesterday? I think it was yesterday. No, it was a couple days ago.
Wow.
Leonard was like, we have to do the podcast, and like, I don't know if we should do 2 this week. I don't know. I feel bad not doing it. And I was like, who do you feel bad for? We don't have anyone that listens to us.
We have Trevor's
Hey,
family.
Mom,
We have Trevor's
she asked me, she
family.
goes, hey, when's the next podcast coming out? So I felt the
we
pressure.
have one
Wow.
fan, and we love
have-
that fan.
You know, our
Nephews-
family
my
has-
nephews were like, hey,
I'm-
put Uncle Trevor on the radio.
I'm pretty
Turn it back
sure.
on. They liked it.
I can guarantee my family maybe has never listened to this.
I know mine has never listened to it.
You should make them sit down and listen to it.
Yes, I'm
hey,
sure that'll
guys,
go great.
We're gonna have some fireside chats. You're gonna listen to my podcast.
And here for the fireside chat. All right, so today we're going to be talking about food. Because why not? Because we all love food, especially in this room. You have 3 people who would rather eat than work. So
I would rather eat
If
than
eating
do a
was
lot of
job,
things.
I would not want that because then it would feel like work.
no, I would
I feel
actually
like I would
prefer
want
eating
it.
It
for
would
a
be.
job.
You would stop liking eating.
No,
I would love it.
I promise you this. If tomorrow my employer came to me and said, all you're doing from here on is eating, I'd be like, okay.
I guess this is my life now. No problem.
Mind you, I'd have to make sure they have a really good health insurance plan because I'm going to have a heart attack. All right. So we watched 2 movies that dealt with food and love and the love of food.
Well, they go hand in hand, I feel.
It honestly does. Love, food, it all has the same emotions and the same chemical reactions within the body. So it all makes you feel
Really?
the same.
Is that why I love food so much?
Because it represents love. It's a
'Cause you-
physical representation of
you
love.
love.
Like, I love it.
Food.
Exactly.
Food.
All right, so the first one is what I consider a classic, one of my favorite culinary movies, which is The 100-Foot Journey. And then the other one that we watched is it's a Chinese film,
Yeah.
and it's perfectly titled.
Yeah.
It's This Is Not What I Expected. That's what it's called.
And it was not what I expected.
Not even a
It
little
was
bit.
very, very like rom-com-y feel to it.
Honestly, it felt like either a Chinese or Korean soap opera.
Okay, I've never seen.
I've
it.
never
seen
I'll
those.
take your word on that.
Yeah.
Leonard, you
Well
watched-
then.
you've seen some weird shit.
Now I have given too much. All right, who wants to talk about 100-Foot Journey?
Well, you love it so much. Why don't you talk about it?
Okay.
I'll talk about it.
And
So,
I would walk 500 miles.
all right. So the 100-Foot Journey is about, and I always get the name. I don't know how to pronounce it properly. Kadam? Is it Kadam?
Yeah, I would say
Okay,
so.
so the
Let's
Kadam
go.
family who left India for France. They open a restaurant, and
Wow, Steven Spielberg is a producer.
yes, he was.
And Oprah Winfrey.
But it was across the road from Madame Mallory's Michelin-starred eatery. So there was Helen Mirren played a Michelin-star chef.
The British
who-
national treasure.
Right. And this is an Indian family who is
Dame
kind of in
Helen Mirren.
Why are you continuing?
She
to-
spoke French really well.
Helen
did.
Mirren, national treasure, Dame Helen Mirren.
All right.
Please adopt
Focus.
me. I will
Focus.
be your child.
What movie
Anyways.
is she in?
Helen Mirren?
Yeah.
Red? You ever seen Red?
Oh, I've seen parts of it. Red and Red 2, right? With Bruce
and
Willis.
like literally everything.
I would
That's amazing.
I would say I would know that movie more for Bruce Willis than Hail Mary.
Anyways.
But that's just a difference in
So
perceptions.
this movie is literally about 2 cultures like smashing together on one street. you have an Indian family who starts a restaurant, and they have their way of creating their food, having their atmosphere right across the street from what is the more traditional style of eating, like this really posh place.
Which is weird. They were like in a small town, though.
Yeah,
Right.
But that's how it is.
There's
you
like
go to
one good restaurant in a small town.
No, you go to the countryside in France to actually have like a really high-end meal.
I feel like you'd get the
Without
best
going to like the
produce
fancy
there.
places.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So the oldest son ends up wanting to learn from Helen Mirren, would sneak across the street every so often to do so, and would, I believe, and
Passes her pretty quickly.
yeah, he's like this incredible chef.
Yeah, but he doesn't consider himself a chef. He's like, I'm a cook. I've never been professionally trained.
Exactly, and she considers him the same thing.
She's like, yes, you are a little home cook.
So obviously, whenever you watch any food-related movie, you get extremely hungry. This movie makes me incredibly hungry for Indian food, which I've never eaten. So that's something.
I really don't like when you eat like the higher end foods. I'm like, it doesn't look appealing to me when it's like this like fancy plate with like little like spots of splooch on it and.
Spots of splooch.
Spots of splooch.
That's a culinary term. Spots.
But like the lower
Spots of
end stuff,
splooch.
okay, that looks good. Like that doesn't look good. We're looking at some stew with like brown goop and
That
the
is
carrot,
bouffe bourguignon, and you need to watch yourself.
and the carrots. The carrots look pretty good. The bouffe bourguignon looks like
Why can't you say things? Stop.
poop de bouffe.
Say the things.
Oh,
Anyways,
With their splooshes of
actress in
goop.
those are good little dessert pastries.
tarts?
Oh my god, the tarts! I would
focus.
tart up those tarts. The love interest for Hassan, played by Manish Dayal, Charlotte LeBon, played Marguerite.
Marguerite. Where's
she?
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Charlotte
I
LeBon.
guess chefs don't have like dental coverage. That tooth bothered me the whole time.
Wow.
She's a very pretty
Wow.
woman, very great actress. But she had this tooth that was like completely sideways. Like, and every time she smiled, I would look at it. I'm like, oh man, I wish. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to look at it. That's why I kept. That's why it bothered me.
You are judgy. You are so judgy.
I don't have great teeth.
You
I
are
have
so
gaps, and,
judgy.
but it's just typically when I think it's the British actress thing. They don't care as much about like.
The rest of the
American
world
actors.
actually do not care about their teeth. I was telling Leonard about that.
Yeah.
What was it? We're watching That's Not What I Expected. They
Yeah.
had some like really yellow teeth, and I'm like, yeah, because they don't care.
Yeah, it's just that's the natural thing that happens to teeth
Yeah.
over time. So, and then there's like the other far end spectrum where like we have like Snooki that had like completely like these like fake white teeth.
Right,
Oh my
that
god,
you
that
had
was
put in
scary.
there. Like, okay, girl, calm down.
like chicle in your mouth.
Okay. Anyways, what I enjoy about movies like this and other ones like No Reservation, which I kept bringing up during the entire time where we were watching these two movies, is
because
that
Leonard really wanted to watch No Reservations.
'Cause I love
like he's
that
already
movie.
seen it a million times, but he's
had
like,
no
I want
reservations
to
about
watch No Reservations.
what I like about this stuff is seeing the dichotomy within the actual kitchen, because Marguerite is trying to become chef de cuisine, so that's like a whole higher level in
Is that
that
like a
kitchen.
sous chef?
She is a sous chef.
Oh, she is sous chef.
She
But
wants to
chef
be
de
like
cuisine
head
is
chef,
like head
right?
chef. That
Well,
is head
isn't
chef.
that what the old lady is?
Yes. And after her husband died, remember, from the war,
So she wants.
she
yeah.
took over.
Yeah, I
the-
remember that, yeah.
So like she really wants that, and of course, here comes
Of course, she loses
Hassan.
out to the male figure. Damn this
Yeah.
movie! Feminism, point power.
But this, I love that kind of, because this is a period piece. This is definitely a period piece, and
Because it was in the 50s, right?
50s or 40s. I can't really
It
remember.
was after the war. The war ended in like
45.
Yes.
45, so it could have been like late 40s.
Late 40s, maybe. Oh my God, there's a wall of text in front of me. I'm not reading that.
Did you need some reading with your reading?
So what I really liked about both these movies were like the way they would shoot the food. I mean, it's very
Yes,
different.
it was
but,
like
even
very
the preparation
pretty.
of the food. Yeah,
Yes.
it was.
Like
and
these are some high
there's
quality
sounds,
food
yeah,
shots.
Yeah, they'd add really great sounds to it.
I
and
mean,
stuff.
I imagine it's not too hard to shoot food because you can get it to basically do what you
No,
want.
It's very
Or
colorful.
is it?
No,
and
no,
it's
no.
very like
Here's the thing.
fluid.
Food is temperamental. That's why most of the time when you actually take a photo of food,
That's
it's
why it's
fake.
fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look good, it doesn't play well with light, and usually after about 5 minutes, it turns.
And
So-
most natural stuff isn't very pretty. Like stuff that
No.
actually is good for you.
Yeah, it's pretty ugly.
We should watch Eat
Not that
Mush.
I've taken photos of food before, but let me tell you, when you have to put like a ton of oil on something just to make it look decent,
Then the taste goes away.
no, there's no taste. Like, you don't eat it. If you eat it, you will die.
But I like oil.
But all right. So with 100-foot journey, anybody like have anything particular that they loved about it? I mean, obviously the look. I mean, we were just talking about how they made everything look, but I personally like especially during that time, the battle between two cultures.
Mm.
You know,
That was interesting.
he had to move 100 feet across the street to become a Michelin star chef, and then to come back to the original restaurant. Like
I was kind of confused by what was going on because the father would mention how the restaurant's being successful, but it never showed anyone at the restaurant.
No, remember, she was super upset at the fact that the restaurant was being successful because of how loud it was.
Oh yeah,
Remember?
yeah.
It
But then,
was
like later on,
super
as the
loud.
movie went, like they all became like closer because
Yeah.
they were like cared, and he was like the mutual interest that like brought them together. But it would always show like stuff happening at the nicer restaurant and nothing really going on at the
The other
at the
one.
Indian restaurant. So I was kind of confused as to like did they shut down? Did they join teams? What's going on
Yeah.
here? I was a little confused on that, but I guess it was doing fine.
Yeah.
I really, excuse me. I liked how they would tie the food to like family and like where you come from, how that's important. Like the food of your land. Like he talked about India and like he only can get the best spices and the best stuff that
Yes.
he knew from India. And it's
Yes.
like it was very culturally aware of like.
Oh, this is two cultures that really base themselves in food.
Mm-hmm.
Like India has so many bold spices and so many strong palates that you know and you feel that culture whenever you take a bite into something that is Indian or Indian inspired for that matter.
Yeah.
And the same thing goes for French. You know, you have a lot of beautifully crafted, like, and when I say crafted, I mean it's literally like building something,
and it tastes like
dishes that are
You
delicious
smell
and
shit.
amazing.
I
Anyways.
love escargot.
Oh my god.
I've
I
never
was
had
talking more like in terms of like
Buffon,
crepes and
Buffon,
the
buffon.
pastry.
Crepes are I've probably had like high end crepes, but like they like why would you like I don't like maybe it's my
Trevor,
taste
why
palate.
are you a hater?
Maybe my taste palate isn't developed as yours, but
Your
when I
taste
get
palate?
sweet and I get like cream, like whatever that is, like cream cheese, like combined, it's just like doesn't work for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
You have a very underdeveloped palate.
Yeah, I
Oh
do,
my
I guess
God.
so. I don't like tomatoes.
You're a little what?
No, I'm being serious here. Your palate probably is used to like
Fast food.
well, no, like
Mexican.
specific, very specific like flavors.
I like
Probably
mole.
like
That's pretty
spices and
Yeah.
bitters because like in our culture with Mexican food, it's either spicy, salty, or bitter.
good. Mm-hmm.
That's all we have. It's spicy, salty, and bitter. That's why when you have
Even the
good,
sweet stuff isn't very sweet.
Yeah,
for Mexico.
no.
Yeah.
even when you have good Mexican food, it's usually mixed with something else. It's usually a
Mm.
fusion food that actually tastes good.
I don't
But
know.
with our food, it's like you have ceviche, you have
Yeah.
fish, you have those sorts of things where
And they drench everything in salsa too. No matter
Exactly.
what they're eating.
either
Right?
that
I'm
or
like, I don't even know what anything tastes like.
either that or a ton of lime or a ton of lemon or
You're
something.
making me hungry.
Right,
Okay,
let's
calm
go get
down.
some tacos.
I know.
But
Tacos, oh.
I think that's the biggest difference there is that, you know, you got to think about your palate. Your palate is going to be key. And to break your palate of that, you would literally have to,
Shove my mouth full of it.
no, you'd have to like slowly work yourself away from the food that you normally eat,
Yeah, so
which
like
is not worth it.
we were at a wedding on Sunday,
Oh.
and Leonard, they had appetizers going around, and he was just literally grabbing everything and just stuffing it into his mouth. He's like, I'm expanding my palate.
Oh God.
I had ahi tuna that was absolutely to die for.
Oh, I can't do sushi.
I had a bacon wrapped scallop, which was less
Oh
to
my
die
God.
for. And then I had lamb. Was it the lamb kebab?
Lamb is so good.
With
So good.
tahini sauce, and then
I love
also a
Mediterranean food.
slider that was super yummy. It was all so good.
Oh my gosh. You should just like go crash weddings and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Give me all
That's my
food.
favorite. I love Mediterranean food.
Me too.
Oh my God, yes.
So
Yeah, it's
good.
so good.
Okay, we're getting off track. See, this is going to be the problem
My
with this
mouth
episode.
mouth is watering. I have some good
So,
mouth feels happening.
100-foot journey. Anything you want to add, Celeste?
It reminded me of Ratatouille.
Right?
He was
The
the
whole
rat.
time I'm just like Ratatouille. You can cook French cuisine.
The dad was pretty cute in this movie. I'm like the
He
whole
was
time.
adorable.
I'm like, you get yours. You get that old lady.
All right, so let's move on to this Chinese comedy drama romance.
Ooh, yeah. Was it a drama?
It
I
says
guess
it.
so.
It says IMDb classifies
That
it.
I did not from the like the poster.
Right.
I did not
Don't
expect
expect it.
I was like, it's gonna be some sort of like fantasy, like Alice in Wonderland
That's
type
what
shit.
I
I
thought.
kind of want this poster. I don't know about the rest of you.
It is very pretty.
It has like giant fruit and food and veggies all around these two people.
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting a phone call from my dada.
Oh.
Anyways, Trevor, give us
Yeah.
this one.
So starts off in a dark alley.
In a world.
How does it start? It starts with a guy. Okay, it starts with this businessman,
Liu
very
Jin.
powerful businessman. Yeah, what's his name?
Lu Jin.
Liu Jin, and he basically buys hotels, and he's going to a hotel in China. Yeah,
Shanghai.
Shanghai, which is in China.
Just keep moving.
What,
But
you got
it
something to
is,
say,
right?
Leonard?
Just go ahead.
Is
Just
it,
go
like,
ahead.
Not part of Greater China.
Just go ahead. Come on.
Okay.
now.
Okay. So he's in China, and he is very particular about the way he eats. He likes
Like OCD.
Yeah, like it starts off with him cooking something for himself to eat, and steak, and he's very particular in like the temperature and everything, and then the first thing he does when he gets this new hotel, he tries all their food, he just spits it out, and then there's a
Very
introduces
Gordon Ramsay-esque.
introduces the main lead girl, Gu.
Ju Xingnan.
I'll leave the names to you,
Gu
I'm gonna
Xingnan.
call her Goo.
and she's very.
Just call her Xing.
Did he have an interaction with her right at the beginning? Like, he has a couple interactions with her like, at the start of the
like
movie.
unfortunate
Where
interactions.
she scratches up his car.
Car.
Yeah.
And
Cheater,
mistakenly,
yeah.
for her friend. So that's their first interaction. So they're not positive interactions, but she ends up being this extraordinary cook in this hotel.
Beyond extraordinary. I
Yeah,
mean, this
she
woman
was-
is like a
I
visionary.
want to see like a death battle between the Indian guy and her. And, like,
Oh
who
my
can-
God.
who can cook the best food
Yes.
because they cook very similar. Like they like.
And you know who needs to be the judge?
The guy from
Gordon Ramsay?
the guy from Iron Chef America.
No.
Oh.
Phil
Leonard.
Rosenthal.
Oh my god.
Just sitting there. Come on.
That was pretty good.
Oh.
But yeah, so she ends up taking. He's hating everything, so they have her. The kind of like the server guy knows that she can cook really well because she cooks for him. He had just dumped her. She cooks something for him, and then it all goes from there of like her cooking dishes for him without him knowing who it is. They have all these interactions.
And he's like a freaking genius. He can tell like the gender
Well,
of the person that cooks, the mood, everything.
Yeah,
like,
well, I mean, she's pretty smart too.
challenges her.
That she knows like what to put in there for him. Like,
Yeah.
She knows what she's putting in there. I mean, because she put so much, motion and all that into it that he can taste it.
right.
Which she had a lot of
had a
emotions,
ton
so she had to put them somewhere.
It had a little bit of an anime-esque feel to it, right?
Yeah.
They would describe the food and go zoom in on the food when they're talking about it. And, like,
That to me is what reminded me of a soap opera,
yeah.
an Asian
really?
soap opera, because it was a lot of like, what are those things? It's like when they kind of blur it out. It's kind of like this weird
The
wash.
Gaussian blur type.
Yeah, it was like a little bit of a wash over to haze, and then they like zoom in, and
Fantasy-esque,
then
it makes
they
it very-
polarize it, and it's like, oh, okay, well that's fine.
It's like a love-making scene, but with food.
Which is the only lovemaking scene I want. Give me more food.
Should watch Rocco.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at this. His personal chef, the one she ends up getting very angry about.
Oh, I know.
She was so pretty too.
That
She
plot line
actually-
came in interesting. It felt very like a cheater. Like, oh, you
Yeah,
have another
like, how
woman?
dare you?
like,
You
she
have
was, like, the
another
side
woman
woman.
chef?
It was
And
very,
it sounded like he wanted them to do a threesome because they were like,
you cook me food and you cook me food and we'll have food together.
okay, that sounded a little too Trump-esque. You cook me food
It would be the
during
big
the week,
food.
then on the weekends, I will have her food, except for mornings.
It's gonna be.
Because she likes, I like
gonna
my
be amazing. It's gonna be
cider
huge.
bakes.
It's gonna be the best food you've ever had.
Anyways,
And it's all American. All American.
no, the reason I was looking up his personal chef, who actually doesn't have a name in this, it's just Liu Jin's personal chef,
What?
Qing Lin. She's from a movie that I absolutely love called Red Cliff. She actually plays Xiao Diao. from the Dynasty Warriors series. If you know that video game, that it's actually coming. It actually comes from a historical novel and a historical time called The Romance of the Three Kingdoms. It's also known as Red Cliff, which was a time of like constant war, and she was one of the warrior princesses that were running around with young Zhao.
Sounds interesting.
It's really cool.
I love some of those movies like that. I wish I had like knew the good
Maybe
ones
that's
to
what
watch.
we'll do next. We'll do that kind of stuff.
That sounds
fun. It's fun. Anyways, so this movie is like insane. Honestly, it's both a culinary trip and just a trip because they just like throw you everywhere.
She's a like 25-year-old that ends up with like a 40-something-year-old guy. That trip.
Yeah, and you know what? The funny thing is, like, maybe it's because he doesn't look old that I don't think about
looks
that.
Old compared to her. She looks like she's 12.
Yeah.
Okay, but that doesn't.
I had to look her up in the middle because I'm like, how old is this woman?
Yeah, it's insane how young she looks, but at the same time, I absolutely love it.
As the general manager said when he was dumping her, some women have meat
She's very
and
plain.
others don't.
All right, I might be considered a slight racist when I say this, but
God.
I want to say
Maybe-
something really quick. So I used to work for Chinese people. My first job,
Allegedly.
and I also have a friend who is Chinese from my work, and she actually does agree with me on this. It's amazing how blunt they are. Like throughout this movie, he was super blunt to Xiang Nan by telling her, like, she's asking, "Am I ugly?"
Oh yeah.
And he's like,
he laid it on.
"Not ugly, but also not beautiful." So you're right in the middle, which is it's like
Almost
Which
worse
is
than
a
being
horrible
ugly, yeah.
place to be.
which is a horrible play. Yeah. Or like when she got dumped, it was like, "Oh, your food is so great, and I
Unlike
love
you."
meat, but I don't love you. And I like people with meat, and you have none." So, but then he would go on to ask her for favors. It's like, wow, if you had literally told me
He's
that,
asking for like a quickie. later
Right?
on in the movie.
Right.
right?
He's like, "Oh, this is good, but I'm working out right now. Oh, you want to touch my pecs?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "What is going on?"
I was like, no, girl, don't do it.
Why?
Say
just-
no to temptation.
They're very blunt, but I kind of like that about the culture too, because there's no question. Like, you just know how they feel.
I feel like in America, like especially if you go like down south or something, it's like very like everyone's like, "Oh, how are you?" Like nobody cares how you are.
No.
It's
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of tourists get very angry when we ask
Yeah,
them.
because
"How are
we're,
you?"
like,
It's
so
because we're saying
polite.
hello, and what we don't say hello. We're saying, "How are you doing?" We don't actually care how you're doing. We're saying hello.
But it's the thing that people say.
yeah. But this movie has a lot of great dishes in it that I've never even heard of.
Oh, I know.
There were some beautiful things that they didn't even explain, which I'm very upset about because they were like gorgeous.
Shout out to Jingpin Yu for that cinematography, though.
Yeah, Jingpin Yu.
Jingpin Yu.
that first dish she cooked in with like the red soup and like the noodles.
Yeah,
that, like,
Spaghetti, whatever. Yeah.
She's supposed to cook that in 20 minutes. I'm like, there's no way she cooked that in
Right.
20 minutes.
No, I mean, think about it. If you
Well, it's
have
just
a professional,
pasta,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's
if you have a professional stove or a professional oven or kitchen, or I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, if you have all the proper equipment
what you were
and
saying,
things
you
are
were just
going already emulsified, then you could do that in 20 minutes.
Emulsified. Wow.
What?
What does that mean?
Chopped up, Trevor. It means it's all been chopped up.
Emulsioned.
Okay, raise some hands. Who know what
Emulsify.
emulsified means
To be
besides Leonard?
emulsioned.
Okay, first off,
You.
most people have emulsion blenders, like, and that's the thing that gets me is like everyone has an emulsifier in their house.
But they're called blenders.
No, it's not. It's not a blender.
I
It's
need
the
to
one
I
that
have
looks
this
my
like.
emulsifier today.
Food processor. You mean
No.
the juicer, Leonard? Are you
No.
talking about a
No,
juicer?
like a blender.
It's the thing that looks like that they used to
Yeah,
use.
and you
in
push it
milkshakes.
down.
Yeah,
Oh,
The
nobody
that's
has
an
juicer.
emulsifier.
It's
That's
a
in my
juicer,
house.
right?
A lot of people have an emulsifier.
Maybe not anymore.
You are making assumptions, boy.
We don't have one of those, Leonard.
Yeah,
Are we
yeah.
not?
You're not
everyone?
a lot of
You wanna know
people.
why? Because
You are
we
not a
don't
lot of
need to
people.
emulsify things. I don't want one because I have no desire to create sauces.
Leonard, you're emulsified.
Do you know how long it takes to make my spaghetti sauce? Why would you want me
Like
to make anything else?
years. You don't want to know why
That's
Leonard
because
does.
he doesn't have a professional kitchen that nothing,
Yeah,
everything's not emulsified
Leonard.
for him.
So we
already.
don't let him cook during the weekdays because he'll just take too long. I'm like, I'd rather have my crappy put together food than your
Let
long,
me explain.
good food.
Let him emulsify this
Let
for
me
you. a little bit.
explain. I was going into culinary arts, and when I decided not to do it anymore, I have all these skills that I now no longer use that I have to use on the weekends, apparently.
Two set of skills.
Or more weekends because it takes so long. And I'm like, you know what? Screw this. I'm making ramen.
He calls
Which
it
I
the way
did
home,
after
Celeste.
watching This Is Not What I Expected.
Anyway, so this movie, obviously, mainly a love story, I would say. Less about the food, more
No,
about the
during
love.
the entire thing, Leonard was like, is this about the food?
I was getting upset because I'm like, I just want it to be about the food. I don't want it to be about their love story. I get it. They're going to fall in love. Great, whatever. But what I wanted is more highlights on the food, which was not happening. I didn't get enough food.
There was a good section in there where it was just like you would see food was just like in passing.
You can hear Fred.
I know. I heard
You
that
can
too.
hear him.
And it would be, it was just like it was like they were having dialogue through the food, but you didn't really see the food, and it was just like him describing the food and.
Okay, let me explain. Our pug is in the hallway with a closed door hallway. We're a good distance away from the door, yet we can still hear him breathing.
My baby. He wants to come in.
But yeah,
He needs to emulsify the air a little bit.
So this movie was more of a love story than it was about the food, which is fine.
Right. Unlike the 100-foot journey, which I
is
felt
all about
was
the
more about the food.
And
There
there's
was
a
like love
dash
stories
of
on the
love at the
side.
end,
Yeah.
But it really, the
But
love
it's
story
about the food.
was 100% taking a backseat to the food. That was the whole
Yeah.
purpose
Oh,
of
yeah.
this, is that it didn't matter about how they felt about each other. She wanted to be head chef, and he wanted to be head chef. He wanted to be a Michelin star chef.
Yeah.
She wanted to be a Michelin star chef. Like, that was the point of the whole movie. This was more about, he's a CEO, she's a chef, star-crossed lovers. That's what it was.
In the Indian movie, there was what's it called 100 foot.
Yeah, it's actually not an Indian film.
The movie about Indian food.
It is actually mainly a British film. Racist.
There's a lot of Indian people in Britland as well.
Britland.
You mean in France?
Oh my god. Anyway,
Keep going.
keep going.
I thought the love story between the two people, like he was gone for a year, right?
Yeah.
He comes back and then she's like, okay, I want to cook with you, and then
Yeah, he gets burned out.
Yeah.
Because French cooking is extremely demanding.
I mean, he was like in a freaking science lab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Absolutely.
And then he eats with like another friend, and that kind of reminds him. I think brings.
Was
him back
he the
to
one? No, that's not the one. Which movie was it where this one guy ends up getting into like gastronomy?
That was him.
That was him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What's gastronomy?
So
When he goes away to study and they're at that like super high-end restaurant
Yeah.
and they like do science with their food.
yeah.
They like
It's called
they can like
electrogastronomy.
they can make it like different textures or like
So, like,
different
You can make teardrop pickles. You
What?
take the
and
essence
it'll
of the pickle
taste
out.
like
a
pickle.
pickle.
But
You
it's
know,
like
or
this
like-
liquid thing.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Gastronomy, it was actually something I wanted to learn how to do, and I actually almost bought a kit.
So can you eat that still and have like food from it? Like
Yeah.
get like substance? So you
Yeah.
bought a kit. What does that look like? Like a
It looks like a
Chemistry
Bunsen
set?
burner, and like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's molecular gastronomy.
That's
There
a
you go.
lot of it kind of scares me. That's a lot of science with your food.
But you know what's fun about molecular gastronomy is taking something like a lamb kebab, breaking it down to its essence, and then making it into like mist.
I want
lamb
to
mist.
eat the lamb. I do not want lamb mist.
That's how
Give
you
me
get, like-
a piece of lamb.
that's the future of like when you just like put a pill in water and then you eat
That's
it.
what it
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what essentially it is.
That's gonna be cool.
But that's the thing. You don't use that as your main dish. Like, you use that as your side dish or
Or a
even
mousse-bouche.
your mousse-bouche. Well done.
Ah.
Thank you, friends.
Oh,
Thank you.
that's the most smart thing ever. Now.
I learned that from friends.
Maybe
It was very
finest.
amusing.
Ah.
At least you don't say horse diverse.
I don't know what that is.
Hors
That's why I don't
d'oeuvres.
say
It's
it.
hors d'oeuvres.
Oh,
It's
hors d'oeuvres. Hors d'oeuvres.
So many people say horse.
Horse divorce.
I've never heard anyone say horse.
I have heard so many people say that, and it's
I've
like,
only heard
why?
hors d'oeuvres.
So, all right. So these two movies were great. They were two very polar opposite movies, but they both had the connecting of this
food.
love of food. I think the second one had less of a love of food. in my opinion.
That cake she made in the second one though, it looked really good.
It was so squishy when he cut into it. I was like,
I've been dreaming about cake all day.
Oh
so.
my gosh.
Anyways.
We're adults. If we want to, we can get in our car right now.
Right? I was
go
just
to the
thinking,
store
like, we should go to
and buy
Whole
a cake
Foods
and not feel
get
bad
cake.
about it.
Guys.
We can just
Actually,
Guys.
last week we did do that. Remember? Was it on
podcast
Thursday?
on the go.
We just went to Save Mart and we got like how Save Mart has little cakes. I went and got an Oreo cookie and Leonard got a red velvet.
I'm not kidding. Do you want to go?
let's go get some cake.
We can continue podcasting.
Oh, are we gonna record it on our phones?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
just cut it together.
Yeah.
Just put it in.
Okay. Let's
do
go
it.
get cake.
Let's go get some cake.
All right,
Where are
gonna
we
get some
going?
cake and we're gonna keep talking.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get in there.
Should we
Okay.
record
So
on all separate
we will
phones?
be back in a moment. Enjoy this brief break of our sexy voices not being on in your earbuds yet. Okay. Bye bye.
We have entered the car.
Hold on.
Cake, here we come.
I need to switch the camera. I think. Yeah.
Can you see us? Do you need to hold it and not do that?
Because it needs to be like that. Yeah. See. Perfect.
When I go out,
I don't want that.
oh, you know I'm gonna be.
All right. Here we go.
I would walk.
We can't afford it. Blah 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 blah.
No
No
music for
rights
you.
to no songs.
I just like locked myself into this.
Why are you trying to sit in the center? That's,
Because he has to be in the
that's
shot.
true. That's true.
I'm Leonard. The car is gonna be shaking right now, Leonard.
Yeah,
Not
Leonard.
much to worry about.
Okay. Shut up.
All right, so what store are we going to?
We're gonna go to Whole Foods.
Whole Foods, so we don't get half ones.
Yes.
Ooh, we can't.
Oh, I didn't get to finish saying what I was going to say about the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, go
The
Well, I'm just gonna
100-foot walk or whatever.
100-foot journey.
The 100-foot journey.
500 miles.
500 miles and many more. So at the end, he he shows up without showing his family. Oh God, God, Leonard, that's a curb.
I cut it a little close, just a little bit.
He didn't tell his family. He shows up and then he finally kisses the girl. Kiss the girl. Okay. And then you notice when they came in from the kitchen, they're both buttoning up their clothes.
Yes.
Was that implying that they just made
They
a
did it?
cake
They made-
and ate it too?
They made their own dish.
I know. Okay, you guys caught that though. Okay, I wasn't
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I was like, what? Did they just
Yeah,
all over the
did
food?
they do it?
They just
Hey,
busted.
a lot of people have fetishes about having sex with food. So,
Oh God, you're so messy.
yeah, that's a thing.
I do not want to
That's
have.
a food. Have you ever heard of a food fetish?
I mean, yeah, but that's. Okay.
The lovely roads of Fresno are totally not shaky at all.
No, they're at the top of their game.
Yes.
Were you guys
But
on the
we
99
are gonna have a
last
nice shiny, bullet train
It's golden hour right now. This is perfect.
I know, we look so good and kind of
Trevor's strapped.
I am. Look.
week? There's no escape.
And it keeps cranking every time I move back.
Watch his struggles.
Yeah, oh my god. So
This quality is gonna just be great for the second half of the podcast.
This is high quality footage, guys. This
High quality.
high quality
H2O.
High quality H2O.
So okay, besides the 100-foot journey and the other movie we watched, which I always get the name wrong, what other culinary films do you guys like?
Are you going to
Anything
say
that
no
you can think of?
reservation, Leonard?
No, I'm not going to say
Ratatouille.
no reservation. I did
Right, Ratatouille.
Yeah, Ratatouille's a good one. I like when he eats the cheese and the
Ratatouille
grape.
makes me hungry, and it's not even real food.
I feel like they do the best version of what food tastes like. Is when they do little fireworks. So they put the
Yes.
cheese. They represent food pretty well in that.
Yeah.
Pixar, good job.
So, okay, but see, mine is Jiro Dreams of Sushi. I really love that film.
That one makes me hungry too.
And I am not, I mean, I love sushi, but in
You
a
love
different
sushi
way.
now.
Yeah.
You actually liked that movie before you had even
That
tried
movie-
sushi.
That
still-
movie is what inspired me to want to try sushi, honestly.
I haven't really tried
Trevor,
real sushi
holy shit, are you an angel?
yet.
Beautiful.
I haven't really tried real sushi yet. I've only tried
Really?
California roll and fried sushi.
That's still
And
good
nothing wrong
stuff.
with that. Nothing.
Yeah, it's still really good. Yeah, but baked
still
sushi. I've
here
had some
for
baked
it.
sushi.
I'm trying to think of anything. Well, obviously, I mean, I gush and gaw over Somebody Feed Phil, but also he has another one.
The one that came
originally
before.
did, which was called "I'll Have What Phil's Having," which is
has
also
a different
good.
feel.
It is. It's much more negative.
It wasn't negative. You say it was negative, but I didn't see it as negative.
It's
They
much
had
more
like
negative
more of
than
a.
it started.
It has a people aspect to it. Like Somebody Feed Phil is him, and they like incorporate his friends, but it's really just Phil Rosenthal eating around everywhere.
it's
The
all you ever
PBS version was like, "This is my friend. We're gonna eat. I love my friends."
That's true. It is much more human.
Yeah.
There's much more of a human element to it.
Is that PBS versus Netflix?
Yeah, and I feel like Netflix is just trying to get the look. You know,
Yeah.
it's fun. It's light. It's easy comedy. Wow, look at me. Look orange.
I don't know. Like I can't really think of like any other mainstream movie about food that I've seen.
Oh,
Me
man.
neither.
It's a
I've
hard.
seen Spanglish. Absolutely love
Oh,
Spanglish.
yeah. That's
I
It's a really
do
good
not
literary
associate that with food. I associate
You know, that is
that.
exactly. That's the thing. He's a chef, and he puts all of his emotions.
That's
into
right.
food.
He is a chef. I forgot about that. I'm
And
like
it's
the housekeeper.
his like restaurant ends up becoming like a big deal, and he hates that. He hates the change that comes from it. That's what I love about that film. It's just so beautifully done. It's actually what got my obsession. It started me on an obsession with eggs on sandwiches for a long time.
Eggs.
Yeah,
You're like more eggs.
there was one particular scene where he gets done with a hard day of work and he makes this gorgeous sandwich with like bacon and avocado and tomato and lettuce and then a nice fried egg on top. And when
So
he
it's
cuts
not
it,
I think
like
that's the
an
only
egg
time you should have fried
sandwich.
egg. Like I don't want a fried egg in my hamburger.
Right, me neither.
you're not a Red Robin's person.
I've had Red Robin. I had Red Robin today, but I don't know. I do not want a Red Robin. I mean, I don't want an egg in my burger.
Oh my God.
Less appealing.
Yeah.
Youth are stupid. No.
You know, I just
Although
discovered, like, in the last few weeks that I really like pickles in my sandwiches.
I love pickles.
You like pickles in your sandwiches?
I like pickles between my buns.
Don't we all?
We all love a good pickle now and
No,
then,
it's
brother.
really good. I didn't know. I always picked them out before I even tried it.
What?
It has to be cold pickles. Like, I don't like the hot pickles.
Well, yeah. Why would have a hot pickle?
We eat fried pickles. What are you talking
Fried
about?
pickles.
Fried
Oh,
pickles
man.
are but not in your sandwich.
I love fried pickles. Love me some fried pickles.
I love fried pickles so much.
So welcome to the food podcast.
We just talk about food we like.
But honestly, I mean, these movies inspire that. They make you think of the good, like these good foods that you've tried and that you've.
What's the last food truck you had here in Fresno? Because I feel like that's
Food
the most
truck?
unique.
Food truck. Ooh.
Like because Fresno doesn't have like cool restaurants to go to. They have now. We're kind of getting into that food truck game now with Fresno. It's like
Well, Leonard went to the Annex. He said that was.
No, food truck.
I know,
Food
but like
truck.
you're talking about like
cool restaurants that have like
restaurants.
different
yeah,
like
yeah.
unique like I
So
don't know,
yeah, I
like
went
hipster
to,
food.
I went to the Annex with a friend, which is
What is the Annex?
It's the most posh restaurant in Fresno.
Oh.
Getting in is
Not Ruth Chris
impossible.
Steakhouse?
No.
Is it
expensive.
not like Parm? I feel like Parm was pretty exclusive.
Parm is old person exclusive. This is young person exclusive. And the reason I say that is because it was a 45-minute wait just to see if we could get a table. And after that, we ended up just getting a pizza bar table, which is just the bar. And you're right in front of the pizza oven, so it's hot as hell. Then the food starts, and it doesn't stop, and it's amazing. And $145 later.
Never heard of that
Worth
place.
it. So, Trevor, what's a good food truck you've had?
I went to Fresies Fest on Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
So that was a lot of different food trucks.
Gonna hit a bomb!
I had a new.
Yeah.
Ooh, 10 points.
10 points. Sorry, sir!
My typical place that I like to go to is called Taco Barbecue. Wasn't there, which is like a Asian fusion Mexican type.
Wow, that's a lot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's a lot happening there.
It's really good. They have this like peanut butter sauce that's like so good.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I love peanut butter sauce.
Yeah, and it's just basically
that's-
it's just meat, lettuce, and cheese, and then you put that in their burritos, and that's it.
Oh.
So good. But so I tried this new Mediterranean place called like the Shish Kebab or something. It was so I got their like loaded gyro, which was like all the
What did
meats,
I wrote?
like lamb and all that. And then it had like guacamole. It had, I know, I'm like the whitest Mexican person ever. Guacamole.
Actually, you said guacamole, which is even better.
Guacamole. Guacamole. And they had French fries in it. It had, what else did it have in there? I mean, there's like tomato, lettuce, but it was like the weirdest like combination of food inside of a gyro. What is it, gyro or gyro? Gyro. That's what they spend money on. That's what Greece doesn't have, euros.
Oh my god.
That's why they named their food euros. But that was really cool, really interesting, good, great all the way through.
Great. I love my favorite Fresno food trucks. I love Dusty Buns.
Dusty Buns is good.
And Dusty Buns is no longer around.
I know. Are they not? Did they officially close down? I know they stopped doing their truck. But they still had their restaurant.
As far as I know, I might have
anymore?
to look it up.
Well, that one was a good one.
The Whole Foods is going to close. I thought Amazon bought them.
Yeah. Now they're cheaper.
Oh, they're cheaper? Yeah. Can I just grab something and walk out like Amazon stores?
Yes.
I'm gonna try that. Like, you guys are owned by Amazon. I'm just gonna grab this and walk out.
Thanks.
We're getting out of the car now. So there's all this commotion. Leonard.
You know what else I like?
Did you lock it? Because remember, I don't have automatic lock.
I'll check. No one's gonna steal your.
Don't say what it is.
Your car.
Why am I the only one?
Because you have the beautiful face.
Casa de Tamale.
Oh, that's a good one. Tamales. You know, I have. If it's not.
They have a good lemonade too that I love to get at their. It's not even like a truck they have. They have like this little toe behind.
Yeah. I'm very particular about my tamales. If they're too dry, I can't eat them.
Yeah, no.
I have to smother them in sour cream.
And especially since.
But most of the time they're too dry. I don't like eating tamales too much. I have to. It's supposed to be unique circumstances or really good.
Yeah.
So we are entering the food of whole.
Yes, and if you watch a video later of us doing this, you will not actually see us talking during this way because I want to be secret.
Why can't we record inside here?
You can record inside of any business without explicit permission.
Okay. Where are the cakes at? I've never been in here.
Way in the back.
You don't want some chia quinoa?
No. I don't know what that was you just said.
They have such... I've never seen these brands before.
Have you never been to Whole Foods?
I've never been inside of a Whole Foods.
Oh, my God.
Oh, watch out. Celeste almost died. Excuse us. Oh, wow. Get some shots of these. Secretly. Wow, look at all the cake. Oh, my God. Carrot cake, double lemon layer cake.
Birthday cake.
Birthday cake.
I really want a birthday cake, but no.
Oh, there's a birthday cake over there. All right, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna do a little tiny cake, get all individual little cakes.
Or we can get a really pretty cake.
Or a really pretty cake. Celeste.
Or we can get all different things. Let's just load up.
Oh, they have a little Easter basket cupcake.
Ooh, they have the little tiramisu cups.
Oh, tiramisu.
Look, they have the little ones there. They have the tortilla.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so nice.
You know Goofy's Kitchen? What do they have? Those little desserts. See you been to Goofy's Kitchen?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, you know how they have little desserts that are it looks like that? What is that? Oh,
creme brulee.
Creme brulee. Yeah, creme brulee's good.
Creme brulee's amazing.
You know,
Those
before
little
they
tarts are so cute.
did you remember when
Birthday
they had
cake macaroons is amazing.
Maybe I haven't had good macaroons because every time I have macaroon, I'm I don't like.
I'm gonna get 4 of those. You're gonna have 2. I'm gonna eat the rest.
I'll have one.
got it?
I'm already having cake.
Oh, look. They have classic opera cake, mango opera cake, strawberry opera cake. I'm gonna get
Should we get
strawberry
3
opera
things
cake.
of opera cake?
They have a cannoli.
Let's get one of each of those.
You want a cannoli, Trevor?
No, I'm not. It's a hard decision. Look at the little cups.
Well, no, why don't we just get a bunch of little stuff?
Yeah, we can just a bunch of little
Yeah,
stuff.
so let's get
For the
macarons.
They're called sweet petites.
One of each of the opera cakes.
Yeah. And we'll just dig in.
And do we want a cheesecake?
I want a what?
Do you want a cannoli or
There's
a
little
cheesecake?
cheesecakes right here. We used to grab little bite-sized cheesecakes.
What kind of cheesecake do we want? vanilla, chocolate, Irish cream.
Why is this so hard?
It's just like water everything.
They have lychee macarons as well.
Lychee? What's lychee?
It's a fruit. It's a nut.
Oh, it's a nut?
Yeah.
You're a nut.
You're a nut.
I'm a nut.
We're all
I'm a nut.
nuts, yeah.
Okay, so we're just gonna do. Perfect. We'll just decide when we actually
Yeah, we're
tell
we're
them,
doing.
because we can't decide right now. So what are these?
Those are sweet petites.
They're all. That's a sweet petite as well. Those are all sweet petite. What is that?
I don't know. It's a sweet petite.
It looks like a
like a.
cake.
It has like some air. It looks airy. I'm a food critic now.
It looks very
Because I can say a mousse
Got a good
bouche.
body. All right, so we're going to be buying a lot. Can we get each one of the opera cakes, each flavor?
What are these? They have green sprinkles.
That's the Irish. That's the Irish cream cheesecake.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Oh gosh, it's crazy. Strawberry champagne cake.
And then can we get 4 of the birthday cake macarons? What else? Do you want a cannoli?
Do we want to get a little cheesecake?
Yeah, let's get a cheesecake.
Which one do you want? The one with
Why don't we
the...
just get like a bigger one? And we can
cut 'em?
split it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's get the...
You want a lemon or a New York? New York.
New York.
New York.
And then can we get one of the New York cheesecakes? Then?
Oh no, that doesn't fit in there. Oh, it does fit in there.
That's good.
I think that's good.
All right, that's good. We'll enjoy our diabetes.
9-inch key lime tart. What is this? Mini strawberry mousse?
Yes, those are super yummy.
Yeah, I love the tiramisu cups. They're so good. Those are the kind of shots I do. Tiramisu cups.
Lime tart. These things. Oh, this is cheesecake.
It's a cheesecake. It's Japanese.
Is that it's crust on this?
It's airy. It's like
Fluffy. You know,
when
like...
you move it, it jiggles. It's really
You know, like
good.
how
It's
you
super
cut it to the cake and it looked super like jiggly and airy.
Thank you. Look at all the cookies.
I have my nitro
Okay, now we're looking
the flavor that I am used to.
coffee with almond milk.
That's a lot of coffee.
But do they have my
This is some bougie coffee.
Vietnamese coffee?
That nitro cold brew, you have to have like a bottle opener to open it.
That coffee comes in a box. It's like a little milk container box.
You want a Vietnamese coffee?
Oh, what is it? I'll try it.
It's Vietnamese.
Am I gonna be like wired all night because of this, Leonard?
Yes.
All right, good. Because I got Far Cry 5 to play.
Oh my god. Just pick that up too.
I haven't picked it up. I dropped you guys. We're back. We're sorry about that.
So sorry, so sorry.
No, yeah, I need to be at GameStop before 8 because I think they close at 8. So,
Shit, man, you gotta get over there. Which one?
my house.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, please. I don't want it. Don't worry.
How are you today, Shelby? Pretty good.
So good.
It's Tuesday. Can't complain. Yeah, it was. It was I thought it was gonna be like breezy and cold.
Thank you very much.
You too. Thank you. Thank you. Let me read this. Made right here. Made right here? Vietnamese cold brew coffees. Slow brew for 12 hours with a touch of sweetened condensed milk.
Yeah, so Vietnamese coffee is generally sweet,
Uh-huh.
even when nothing is added to it because they use condensed milk.
Is condensed milk sweet?
Yes. It's the thick stuff that,
So do they like sit on it? Why is it condensed?
it's so that it doesn't spoil.
Oh. How long does this last longer?
Does it last? Yes.
Yeah,
Because
condensed
it normally comes in cans.
Cold brew, Vietnamese. What'd you get, Celeste?
I got a Nitro cold brew. I love this brand, Califia.
You know, I had a nitro like beer the other day. That was really good.
It's the same concept.
Yeah, it's the same thing, just with coffee.
I feel like if Leonard drank, you would drink some of that. You would drink like some like dark porters and like some like coffee tasting beer.
Coffee tasting.
I mean, they make that.
Did you show off the sweets already, Leonard?
I did.
Oh my gosh.
Did. Not
so excited.
Well.
This is the best podcast ever.
Welcome to my crib. Hang on, let me let you in.
Do you guys both carry keys?
It was
So
an
you guys
extra $1,000
for an extra key?
For auto lock.
Oh God.
We were like, you know what? We can live without
This way you get a wrist exercise every time you Oh, Leonard.
Shut your face,
Get your libido in
Leonard.
check.
All right, so we're back in the car.
We have our desserts in tow. Let us go.
Hold on, I need to start the video.
Hey, we're
Are you
riding.
trying to figure out a better way to do that?
Kinda, because no, it
I'm
doesn't
locking
work.
myself in again, so you don't go anywhere.
I
Nice
think
and
that's
safe.
easier to hold.
It's
I'm like, where's my phone? I don't have my phone.
Oh no!
It's a year. We
Cool.
don't.
Let's attempt not to get into an accident.
Well, you just look forward.
Wow.
Me and
Hurry up,
Celeste will keep.
Leonard.
Oh, I'm trapped. I can't keep you entertained.
Trevor has like 15
Are you not
minutes.
entertained?
Trevor has what?
What do I have?
Trevor has like 15 minutes. He has to go pick up his game
Oh yeah. We'll get to the house and eat it.
and eat it.
That's the end of the podcast. That's
there
what
we
the line
go.
is.
Where's your GameStop? Why don't we just stop
It's
by?
by, no, it's by my house.
Oh, okay.
Southeast.
Southeast
20
Fresno.
minutes in the hood. I'm actually in like the bougie part of Southeast Fresno.
Yes, I know. I remember. We've been there.
Oh yeah, you guys been there. Oh, you guys been to my house.
That's a house. I mean,
We'll have like dinner sometime.
Right. One day.
When you guys can come over.
One day we'll meet your baby.
Yeah, you can come meet my
This is a
son.
really weird podcast.
This is what podcast. This is
This is what it's all about.
Wow, look at that car. I don't know what kind of car it is. Leonard, what is it?
A bougie
I
car.
didn't see it. I was trying to not
I think
hit
it was a
an old woman.
Bugatti.
It's an Audi.
I
first off.
think every small car
I don't
is
know
like.
cars.
The Bugatti.
It's
no,
a Lamborghini. Okay, let me tell you the 5 cars I know. I know a Prius. I know a Bugatti. I know a Tesla.
obviously you don't know Bugatti.
No.
because-
I know the name. I don't know what it looks like.
Same, Trevor, same.
Because you would know if you saw a Bugatti. Trust me, you would know. They are not.
I probably
would
wouldn't
not
know. I probably still wouldn't. I'm like,
I
hey,
would
is
be
that
like, huh?
Look,
What's
now I'm going to see a
happening?
Bugatti. I'm like, hey, is that an Ultima?
Yeah, right.
Or whatever
That looks a
car
lot like an
is.
Ultima.
It's like a Prius.
An Audi.
Wow.
It was an Audi.
Listen, I know my cars only because I absolutely count. I come from a car family. That's the only reason.
His family
How are
likes
you
to
human,
watch
then?
the
Right,
cars go
right.
round and round.
And it's funny.
The
is
wheels
because
on the bus.
Growing up, I just watched NASCAR, so that means just domestic cars, which meant like Chevy, Buick, Chrysler, GMC, stuff like that. And then later on Toyota, Nissan, all that kind of stuff. And then as I got into cars, I started liking older cars, which meant learning about like the old Phantom cars, learning about like these really weird, obscure stuff, and then learning about supercars, and then learning how to drive supercars, which was fun.
What'd you do that? How'd you do that?
There would always be like some sort of, I don't know, car show or something, and I've gotten to test drive a
Do you
couple.
just feel the power when you like press
No,
on?
you feel like you're going to die.
Really?
Because, okay, first off, I'm not a short guy, so getting into these cars is difficult in the first place. Most of the cars, every car I've ever wanted to try to test drive, I can't. I just can't. Because, like, a Triumph. Do you know what a Triumph is? Like, the old 1930s Triumphs?
The clown cars?
They're basically clown
clown
cars.
cars.
They're so small. They're tiny, but they're really quick, and they're really cool looking. And I've always wanted to try to drive one, but my knees don't even allow me in the car. So, like, if you're in a Lotus, or if you're in a Ferrari, or a DeLorean, or any of those, you kind of lay on the ground
Really?
because they're trying to get the least amount of weight so that, it's super sleek and super quick. But They're terrifying.
I bet.
You
Yeah,
don't want to go too fast.
Celeste, isn't Leonard a conundrum? He knows so much about some
I'm a conundrum.
random stuff.
He's problematic.
You have one conversation with Leonard, and you would not know he knows stuff about cars.
Right?
It's like, this guy's a car guy.
He doesn't look like a car guy, but he's a car guy, I guess?
Okay.
Question mark?
Well, when one of my favorite shows
Maybe the Batmobile.
is... when one of
I
my
know that one real well.
One of my favorite shows is Grand Tour,
Yeah.
and that's because I absolutely
You would
love
not
how
know
they
that.
show the European cars. Because, well, yeah, that's one thing. We don't see half of the cars in the world.
Right?
Here.
I always want to skyline.
It's interesting. Like in Dubai alone, they have some serious supercars over there. More than Ferrari, more than Lotus,
Oh, yeah.
more than anything. And they have some of them that are not even named because you can get custom made stuff. Everything from a supercar tank
Wow.
with tracks that you can get built, or a really, really, really custom Bugatti that is just absolutely insane and like solid gold.
I want a car with a toilet.
I'm sure they do it for you there.
Yeah, so we were at
Or an
the
RV.
Automobile Museum in San Diego one time, and this guy had made his car. It had like an ironing board in it, it had a stove, it had a water fountain. They could change the tires while
While
the
it was
car was
going.
moving.
Could put gas in it.
Yeah, you put gas in it.
What?
It's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
I just think of like Air Force One
Right?
when they're like trying to put the gas in for like the terrorists.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
What?
But yeah, this
You know,
guy with this car,
Harrison
like
Ford.
here in
Oh,
the US of
okay.
A.
I
And
was
then he
thinking-
like drove it to Canada or something, didn't he? Or like Mexico?
Yeah, he drove all over.
How do you change the tires while it's still going?
was
It was
insane.
so
It was
cool
so
how he made it.
complicated, though.
He like somehow he lowered down like a spare, and they would like is that what they did? They had like double tires.
Yeah.
Am I remembering that
Oh,
correct?
okay.
Yeah, so they would like lower down a spare, and then they would like change out the main
Basically,
tire.
like a dually system on a truck where it has inner and outward tires. He could actually bring out a second set of tires on it, have them roll at the same time, bring it up off the ground. He could actually jack it up off the ground while it's running.
What?
And because there were rollers underneath that could do that.
And they would like they had this little platform that they could stand on to like take the tire off and like pass it up. It was crazy.
It's
It
amazing.
looked terrifying.
It does look terrifying.
Oh, and see, that's another thing I really love. Planes. I love planes.
Leonard
Late.
loves planes.
Freaking love planes.
I feel like living with Leonard is kind of like living with a 4-year-old boy who's like, planes, trains,
Comic
cars.
Okay, first off, I'm not a big fan of trains. Thank
You just like them.
He's like, excuse me, locomotives. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Excuse me,
Excuse me.
locomotive. Anyways, back to food.
I know, right?
You know what's a really good place to eat?
You never said your food truck. First, you gotta say your food truck.
Yeah, what's your
Leonard.
food truck,
Oh
Leonard?
my god, I don't wanna.
I like pasta de tamale, and I like
Dusty Buns.
dusty buns. That's no longer a thing.
That's the nickname for Leonard.
No, that's my stripper name.
Time, Dusty Bun.
Look at these dusty buns.
Ew. Let's see. Benediction is a good one. I remember that
I don't know
one.
if they have a truck anymore. I thought
They
they got
do.
rid of
They
their
still
truck.
have their truck.
Oh, okay.
They have a truck and they have their locations, or location, singular. That's a good one. But you know what? It's been a while since I've had anything from a food truck.
Yeah.
You know who we should have had on this podcast is a friend of mine, Joey Ibarra, who's doing like social media and stuff. He was going around and just basically sampling a bunch of food trucks.
That's
So,
awesome. I would want to do that.
Living his
That
best
sounds
life.
amazing.
Yeah. So I
Just
really
living
wish
my
I would have
life,
known this
my
is where
dream.
this was going to go because I would have invited him.
I think he's in Allah.
Wow.
I think as of Sunday, we saw him in Santa Barbara.
And
Oh,
you
he's
just come
not
back
just-
from
yeah.
Rwanda.
Yeah, from Africa.
Like from Black Panther?
Wow.
You know, for a while, I was calling their country Uganda. So like, I was like, you know, the country in the movie, they go like when in Uganda, like I don't know who else with like, you mean Wakanda? Like, oh yeah, that I thought I was right too.
You're like, I don't know my African countries. Sorry.
No, like that's a real country. It's not Wakanda.
Anaconda. No.
Damn.
None. If you ain't got dusty buns, hun.
Oh, okay.
They should have made a
Okay,
commercial.
take
Dusty Buns. Contact me.
Contact me.
My people will talk to your people.
He has no people.
Leonard, you're my people.
Oh, I guess I'm talking to you, Dusty Buns.
Are you still around, Dusty Buns? Back, Dusty Buns.
You can reach us at directreview@gmail.com, Dusty Buns. Well, I'd love to...
Did you like it?
No, I did not.
It's this no power lock light.
We had that life for a long time.
$1,000.
Let's eat some food.
In less than 5 minutes, so you can run.
I know. I kind of enjoy this. And then we got to talk about our what we give the movies.
Yes.
And
I don't know if we can do all of this.
we can do it. We can do it. You know, are you guys gonna see Ready Player One?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to see that so bad.
We should see it together.
Are you
I
done
know.
with the audiobook yet?
Yes, I am. I finished that in like 2
Oh my
days.
god, it's dark in here.
Woo!
It's nighttime outside. Are we just gonna finish it down here with like recording on here?
Yeah!
Let's do it.
Alright. I guess I should set up this video camera there.
Set up there.
Yeah, I will. Hold on.
Leonard!
Get
Leonard, get it together!
Maybe we should.
I'm kind of scared. Vietnamese cold brew.
Vietnamese cold brew. Yeah, it's stronger than you're gonna expect it to be.
Punch in the mouth.
Alrighty! Talk loud and proud so everyone can hear.
Yas!
Yes!
I taught my daughter how to say yas, queen.
Yes, queen! Yes!
I'm just using dirty dishes
I was
to
a
try
proud,
and
I was a proud poppy.
Poppy?
Poppy.
He's a papi.
Oh, is that your nickname for me, Leonard?
Why are you...
Leonard,
Just
stop
stop being lazy. We don't have time for
coffee.
this.
No, it's still just sitting right there.
Okay, I'm gonna try this one.
Screw it, I'm just gonna.
I'm here for this.
What is this one? What is this
All
one? We didn't know what
So
these
this
names
is
are.
the strawberry opera cake,
I can't.
Yes, you second for it.
and I'm saying it wrong. I know I am.
Wait, why is this so sticky?
Because it's got jelly.
Oh.
It's like very hard to
I-
dig into.
Okay, first off, we're doing this entirely
Oh,
wrong.
what
but
are we
okay.
supposed to do? How are we supposed to do this?
Hold on. First off, alright, I'm just gonna put that there because it's
I already have
Leonard, we're not
my-
professional eaters.
Leonard, we don't have time for this.
Hold on. I just
Fine.
need.
I'll make it. I'll make it. Yeah, 4. You just say. Oh, he's getting fancy. Each
Well,
one
because
has
it's
own
easier to cut
it's
it.
broken.
You're
Okay.
so bougie.
Okay, that's how you do that. So,
Wow.
Trevor, there we go.
Okay. So this is a strawberry.
That's a strawberry. This one's a chocolate. That's a mango. over
Opera
there.
cake?
Opera cake.
That's
Let's
it.
do this.
This is all you, Leonard. Okay. Very strawberry. Eat.
That mango is a good mango.
Remember,
This is mango.
breathe in as you take a bite. That way you can get the full palate.
You know how I know that I'm gaining too much weight? That I keep like clogging my throat when I'm eating because I'm eating too fast. I have to like drink water if I don't, like, I can't breathe.
Wow. The chocolate one is amazing.
I really like the mango. You can just have the rest of this.
Yeah, Leonard, that's all you. And then will you cut this for me, Celeste? Or... Thank you. You got stuck to it. So this is mango, this yellow one? I thought it was like lemon.
No, it's mango. The strawberry one is left to be desired.
Yeah.
It's a little. It's a miss, in my opinion.
The chocolate is good, but I like the
It
mango.
looks like the mango has some chocolate in it.
Oh, is that? Oh,
I
it
don't
does.
taste mango.
It's a very subtle mango.
Let's say it's mango preserve.
It's not like, this is mango!
The chocolate one tastes like coffee.
Yeah, it does.
Yes, it does.
Which may be why I'm not like, because I want like chocolate, you know?
Yeah, breathe this in. No, open mouth.
Open my mouth?
Open
We
your mouth.
gotta cleanse our palates.
Okay. When you breathe in coffee, it cleanses your palate so that you can taste whatever flavors are coming.
That's
Why do I have
it.
to open my mouth? You were like, feed me coffee. I'm scared. I was like,
Yeah, that's how you get it in.
I was like, am I gonna eat?
Not the cheesecake yet. Cheesecake is an ender.
I'm already here, boo-boo.
So what is this? This is a birthday.
This is a birthday cake macaron. Or macaron, depending on.
I don't know if you guys had to read Russian literature in high school, but I did. And there's a story.
Holy crap, it was good.
Right? So fucking good.
I felt the glands in my mouth spraying out saliva at it.
You have to have a good one. You can't have crappy ones that are a little bit stale.
The key to a good macaron is the fact that it's crunchy on the outside, super soft on the inside, and it is absolutely feather light.
Really airy.
But yeah, Russian literature in high school, there was a story. This woman just ate macarons all the time, and her husband was so mad at her for it.
Here's the thing. A traditional macaron has an almond
very
flavor.
sweet. Okay.
They traditionally have an almond flavor. So, it's a hit or miss with a lot of people.
I like almond. I have this almond tequila in Mexico. It's so good. Alright, smelling some coffee again? People, coffee clears the palate.
That's why they have it at perfume stores.
I did not know that either. Have you been to that new makeup store? Morphe?
No, I haven't been to Morphe yet.
Morphe?
Not yet.
The owner of the person that like started Morphe, he scares me a little bit. He scares me.
You're a little much for me. I know Jeffree Star was there.
That's who I saw that was there.
Okay. So Jeffree Star, funny story, I used to listen to him when I was like 14 when he was like the singer. And now he's like this makeup guru, and I was like,
have this first, then that, because otherwise it's going to be super bitter.
Cheesecake first.
Super yummy. Super yummy cheesecake. So this is our Golden Girls moment, right? Thank you for being a friend. Oh, yeah, that's all we can afford. That's all we can afford.
I always eat cheesecake, always.
It's like
cheesecake is amazing.
So here's the thing. It's got a tiny, tiny hint of citrus in it. Not lemon. It's just like it sat with something long enough that it gained like a different flavor palette.
That was good. Mm-hmm. That's really good. Coffee, cold brew.
What, Trevor? Is it time for you
supposed to do? At work, all I have is like shitty coffee. Like, we had Keurig forever. And now we have like, it's getting better because we have an actual coffee brewer, but I don't know brewer. But it's still not great.
Here's the thing about Vietnamese cold brew, though. You gotta be careful.
Really?
It's a stronger coffee.
I'm not going to bed tonight?
No.
Okay.
But you don't have to, because you're going to go pick up a video game right now.
Right? Yeah, all night.
All right, so now that we've had our sweets,
oh my gosh, this is the best podcast ever.
Let us talk about what we thought of the movies. I'm going to start off with 100-Foot Journey. 100-Foot Journey, 10 out of 10 Goldblums, always will be, every single day, all the time. And that is mainly Helen Mirren, and I'm actually going to add to it 10 out of 10 Goldblums and 5 Helen Mirrens.
Wow.
And Helen Mirren is just 17 stars.
10.5 pounds.
She's 17 stars. Like, Goldblum's good, but Helen Mirren, better. Sexy old woman.
But she is no Dame Judi Dench. I'm a national treasure.
Thank God she's no Dame Judi Dench.
Oh my God. Anyway, that's off of a show off HBO, The Tracy Ullman Show. Watch it. What about This Is Not What I Expected?
Well, you need to give me 100-Foot Journey.
100-Foot Journey. I'm going to give it 5 chickens. Go.
5 chickens. I give it 3 snooty cooks out of 8.
Why did you say chickens?
When I think of chicken.
I can't think of anything right now, but I liked it. But I did run into this thing where I watched it over like 3 days. I'd like to sit down and watch the whole thing all the way through one more time. Yeah. I think I'd catch a little more about certain specific details.
You got to be like completely relaxed when you watch that film because it's so slow paced.
I want to eat some like a really good dinner and then sit down and watch it.
Yes.
I will make.
I don't want to watch it hungry. This
is what's going to happen. We're going to have you over for dinner, you and Erica and the kids, and we're going to make a nice big dinner.
Maybe not the kids. They stay home.
You and your wife. And we'll make you a nice big dinner, and we'll sit down and we'll watch that movie just in the background as we converse, and it'll be nice.
Oh, look at that.
Plans.
Okay.
Make it lucky that night.
All right.
This is not what I expected.
This is not what I expected.
This is not what I expected.
Exactly.
I'm having a little more of the cheesecake while
You
you
do
talk.
that. So I would say this one is going to be an 8 out of 10 Goldblums, and that's only because I would have loved for it to be more about the dishes and less about the dish.
But the cinematography, 10 out of 10.
Oh, cinematography is like 90 Helen Mirrens.
Beautiful. I'm gonna give it 4 fluffy cakes
I felt like I should have done
out
it.
of 2 Target dogs.
I felt like I should have done
2 Target dogs?
That was a Target dog.
Oh,
for
it was a
dog.
Target dog.
It was a
I
Target
was
dog.
Do they even have that Target dog in the commercial?
No, he's
It's
dead.
like the, it's like the,
It's like
the
an
Taco
old
Bell
drink
Chihuahua.
now.
I'm sure he's dead.
He's hanging out with a Taco Bell Chihuahua somewhere playing like a poker game in someone's basement.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's what they're doing.
What, Dylan, do you want to say something?
Listen, there's some stuff about the Taco Bell dog that I can totally tell you, but it's another day.
Oh, jeez.
And another podcast.
Okay,
And it's dead. Anyways, go ahead.
I recommend. I mean, I would say if you have some time, and it's a great foreign film too. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Don't watch while driving because you can't read and drive.
Unless you know Chinese, then you're perfectly fine.
Yeah. I like how in one moment there was like Taiwanese in it, and I was like, oh, it's just
Yeah, it's just
at the
this-
bottom of the screen.
Taiwanese.
Yeah.
And I loved that they actually translated the American.
Right? I was like,
I would
for
give this movie 5 out of 5 ramen noodles. So
We did eat ramen afterwards. It was
it made me hungry for ramen noodles.
delicious.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us in this very odd episode.
Sorry for any audio that in this second half of the podcast.
Who cares?
but-
You know why? Because we went on a journey. More than
did.
100 foot. But we did our own.
And if you're listening, you're an adult, and just go buy yourself some sweets every once in a while.
Yeah, come on. Go
Treat
get some
yourself.
birthday cake macarons, some opera cake, and some cheesecake, and join us in a culinary excitement. All right, everyone. Thanks so
We're the
much.
Indiana Jones of food.
All right, thanks so much. Have a wonderful whatever time of the day it is where you are, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Toodles.